Hey everyone, welcome to Love Vibe TV. Here's your countdown. 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Hey, I am so happy that you are here. This is Love Vibe TV, also streamed in the SuperLOVED group. If you're not there, go check it out on Facebook. This is a community for smart, single, creative, brilliant women who want the art and the consciousness of finding the one. And on this channel, I give you tips and experiences and all of the woo-woo and the science to support you in evolving into being able to receive that extraordinary love relationship, which I call unicorn love, because it's the kind of love you never thought could exist, but it does. And I am on a mission to do more videos on my channel so that you can actually have something different. Because what I know is out there's a lot of stuff that, for me, when I was single and I was putting myself out there, most of the stuff that I saw or read still made me feel like an alien. Like, well, that's not really me. Like, how do I do this whole dating thing and still have me? So that's my goal. My goal is to support you in knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. There are ways of being that are going to support you more. And today we're going to talk about probably the most important thing. I mean, if you don't have a growth mindset coming in to this kind of space, especially if you're dating later in life and you have already collected some relationship stuff, then it's going to be almost impossible. You know, I know that sounds like scarcity, but honestly, this is everything. So we're going to go through this. I want you to use this as a way of looking at what you've been or been doing and know that you have more choices. So, you know, if you find that you fall in what's called the fixed mindset category, and some of you already know this, but hey, this is not going to hurt anyone to hear it again. It always benefits me because at times I find myself kind of falling in to some of the fixed things every once in a while because I actually grew up with a fixed mindset. I think a lot of us who grew up in the 60s or 70s, especially in schools, we were taught, okay, this is what girls can do. This is what boys do. And if you're a girl, you're not going to be able to do that. And there was a lot of programming and conditioning that actually supported more of a limited mindset. And a lot of our parents and grandparents were in that too. So no fault, no blame, but the beauty is that we can be something else. We can practice something else, let's say. And when we practice something else, we become something else and we end up having more freedom. And this is key when it comes to relationship, because not only are we evolving as people, the space of the kinds of relationships people desire and want to create right now are not what our moms and grandmothers were creating. That is 100% true. And I think we forget that. So oftentimes we're comparing what we're experiencing with the modern dating tools and just how much the world has changed with all the technology that's available. We're looking at those things as wrong or bad or not as good as meeting someone at a roller rink. You know, like our parents were hanging out at this soda pop shop and meeting cute ones at the roller rink, and our grandparents were, who knows how they were meeting. You know, the neighbor was had a really cute guy, and they're like, oh well, let's get some breeding happening so we have more people working on the farm. I mean, it is completely different. So what would be possible if we stop comparing what's here and now to the past and start stepping into the new way of being and stop making it wrong. Stop making you wrong. Stop making the world wrong, and finding the brilliance that is available and the abundance that is available and the truth of what you truly desire. Because even the relationship you want may not look like what you've seen from your family and what you've seen even from friends and on TV and around the world. There's the show Modern Family. Look at that. Like, that's kind of demonstrating. There's some sitcoms that demonstrate, oh, okay, the families are changing. The world is changing. There's new ways of doing this. Even the Brady Bunch was like radical because of the fact that they were, you know, coming with their kids and merging a family. And so, can we honor that we get to create the relationship that works for us? Absolutely. And it's up to you to say, what's going to be super fun for me? What would really work for me? And stop comparing. So, today's topic with growth mindset, what does that mean? There are two different sort of camps. When you have a fixed mindset, this is when you've kind of locked into, oh, well, things are the way they are. I am the way I am. I am this way, and that's not going to ever change. You may have some sense of not feeling like you know how to do something, or not know how to date, or looking at your past relationships as the only thing that you can create in the future. That's called a fixed mindset, because it is something that will keep you from actually facing challenges and looking at possibilities and looking at ways of actually expanding and growing. That's why the other one's called growth mindset, where you can learn new things, where you can become even better and better and better. Not that where you are right now is wrong or bad, but if you have an awareness that something isn't working, there may be something you can learn. And with relationship, it's always the case. Always. And I know that's bold to say that, but it is always, because no one learns about this. No one. And no one can know what you require. And you are a unique individual. And so your relationship is unique. You require different things than someone else. There's no cookie cutter way to do this. So if you're in a fixed mindset, your space of possibility is just like a speck in a galaxy of infinite choices. So being aware of that, because if you are thinking you can't handle something, or you're not going to be okay, or you're so afraid of failure or getting it wrong or being criticized or getting feedback and feeling like, oh, well, that's an attack against me, you're taking things personally, or kind of falling into, oftentimes this does fall into a victim mindset. where it feels like there's a dead end road. And that is the case with having a fixed mindset. It's also where you are basically ignoring your deepest desires, and you're letting all of the fear stuff be bigger than what your passion and your soul is calling for or whispering. And if you just let that run wild, then it's going to be really hard to hear that deeper space. It's going to be hard to listen to that, because you've already concluded that, okay, this is the way things are. So it is very important to notice these qualities that are falling in the category of, oh, wow, I might have a fixed mindset. The good news is, even when you have a fixed mindset, once you become aware of it, you do have the option to change. And I know one of my first coaches, and I always have a coach, I always have at least one. And right now, I have a couple. And my first one was probably in year 2000, a long time ago, even earlier than that. Wow. Okay. So right when the coaching industry started, I had a coach. So one of my first coaches, she identified this in me. And I will say that it stung. When she told me this, she was like, you really got to develop a growth mindset. Right now, you're functioning from a fixed mindset. Go buy some books and figure it out. And it was really, really powerful, because in some ways it pissed me off. It was just like, oh my God, she's so mean, And I saw that, and I did see where, wow, like everything in this list is sort of a stopping point. When you learn this and you step into the space of having a growth mindset, which is no secret, you can Google it and there's a million things out there. But when you have a growth mindset, that means that you are open to the question, what else is possible? What could I learn here? What is it that's holding me back? You start embracing challenges in a way that, you have a sense that you can move through it. And in the fundamental message to our psyche is a can-do attitude. Like, I got this. Like, I am choosing to figure this out. There's nothing I can't figure out. I will be okay no matter what happens. If I don't have fun on this date, or if I don't get that job, or if I don't succeed at, creating this product or this launch or this business, whatever it is, no matter what, I'll be okay. And I have a lot of things in my history that prove that, where I've had failed relationships. I even had a business a while ago. I had a retail store, and I lost tons of money and completely face planted and had to basically lose everything. And at that point, I had a couple houses. It really felt like the end of my life. Like, I couldn't even see how I was going to ever get out of this. It was just so big. But I did. And it was hard. And now I know, wow, I will be okay. That I can find resources, that I have this relationship with divine and the universe, and with my spiritual practice, that, that was very transformational at that time. In fact, that was the time that I came into Kundalini yoga and basically came crawling in on a mat, knowing that, like, this was like the only space that gave me some peace. I would have this like peaceful hour a week, and then the rest felt like total terror and pain. So gradually things opened up. So when you have and you start developing this growth mindset. It's this choice to believe that you can learn things, that you can learn, even if it takes a long time, you can learn. You can learn anything. And you're probably not going to try to learn something you're not interested in. So you don't have to worry about that. It's not like you have to say, oh, well, I couldn't learn to be a brain surgeon. Well, do you want to be a brain surgeon? Probably not. So if you did, you may have some motivation there. So you start recognizing that even in the failures, that there's information. Like, if we don't have to judge it as a problem about ourselves or a wrongness about ourselves, even with online dating, this is like the thing. This is like one of the biggest things, that if you can get to the place where you are on your own team and you're supporting yourself, and when you put yourself out there, if you see no one you like, you see no one that sparks curiosity, that it's still a good day. Like, who cares? Go do something different. You're not meant to talk to someone in that moment. Like, if you can get to the place where you're not totally reactive and making up sad stories about what is possible for you just from some external thing, and you be a champion for that inner flame of desire, which, if you're here, I'm guessing you do desire to share your life with someone, and you would love to have someone who was like conscious and soulful and appreciated all your quirks and could be just a really fun like partner in crime, playmate in life. I mean, that's what SuperLOVED is all about. And if you have the awareness of that, if you have the desire for that, then it absolutely is a promise from the universe that you can have it. And it does require not buying into this fear and doubt and this woe is me or victim mentality that comes with having a fixed mindset. So it takes a little grit. It does. Like, at first it takes a little grit to go, okay, because disappointment will happen. I'm not saying that you're going to become some kind of fembot and not have emotions. Disappointment will happen, and you can handle that. You can handle that. That's why we create communities. If you've watched my video about the kind of 3 keys to creating a love relationship, I talk about the 3 pillars, and one of them is community. If you surround yourself with people who also have a growth mindset, who also have, your best interest at heart, and it may just be 1 or 2 people. It doesn't have to be an entire like cheerleading squad or something. Like, this is about finding the people that you resonate with. I have a very small, close circle, and that's because, I like that. Like, I really like that intimacy and that depth in conversation. And I learned to not make that wrong or like nobody likes me. So, really being able to start setting the space of knowing that you can learn. And relationship requires this dating relationship. There's no time in a relationship that having the growth mindset and the skills to learn is not valuable. It's 1,000,000% important, because you're always evolving. And if you haven't noticed, we're in what's called the Aquarian age, and this is where things are moving faster. We have technology. We can get information on anything right now. So there's nothing we can't learn, even from a click of, going on YouTube or Googling. You can learn anything right now. So there's a million resources. People value coaching and therapy and transformational work more than ever. And if you haven't, it might be something to consider. If you notice that you've been stuck for a while and you're not fulfilled in your life, then it's key to learn this, and you're worth it. And what do you want to do? Take a step. This is not just going to change on its own. It takes some practice. It takes practice. It takes stretch. It takes going to the edge of where you typically stop or have bought some lies about what you can or can't do. I invite you to see what your next level is, because if you want a super loved relationship, you've got to step into that space with yourself. And a super loved relationship will never come from a fixed mindset. It won't. It just doesn't. It can't, because by definition, it's about being aware and being willing to be wrong and challenge yourself to step into new possibilities and new opportunities, and be able to see and receive another person and care for them like they want to care for you, and be able to communicate that to someone so that they can be that for you without trying to play some mind reading games that aren't ever going to happen. So, even in relationship, I see people sometimes, or dating, they'll be like, oh, well, he did this thing, so that probably means, and then there's like these assumptions and paranoia and judgments that come in and sabotage the whole thing. What if you had the tools to say, hey, this is what's going on for me. I'm just checking in with you. What's going on with you? Here's what would be really fun for me. Here's something you may not know about me. And being able to have those kinds of conversations from your heart that expand a relationship, that actually deepen the connection. So I think this is a place to wrap up. But the key is, know that, if you're out there and you're finding you're stuck, it is time to cultivate a growth mindset. And you're so welcome to join us. It's not too late if you're watching this live, or if you're watching this. Well, actually, the Unicorn Love Experiment class is going to be here as a class even beyond the live version. So check it out. There's a link below if you want to join us in the live version. We just started, so you're totally welcome to join us. The classes have replays. We're going to be doing a lot of cool things in there to support exactly this and beyond this, so that you can receive that conscious, loving, soulful relationship. Yay! So glad. Let's close with show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. And it can subscribe and like and share this with other unicorn friends of yours that may benefit from having a little nudge, so that they can have their love life and they don't have to complain to you anymore, right? So thanks for listening. I adore you, and we'll see you really soon. Bye, everyone.